The following program was produced or sponsored by a community member. The content, views, and opinions expressed are the sole responsibility of the producer and do not reflect those of Malden Access Television, the City of Malden, or your cable provider. MATV welcomes your comments. Please call us at 781-321-6400 or email us at access@matv.org.
Hey, welcome back to Game 2 of Week 5 of the MNBL. Jim Foley alongside Go F Go and the Dugster Nestor Dudley.
A little reversal of roles here. I'm sitting in the cablecast booth and Nestor Dudley's behind the camera. I'm in unfamiliar territories, Jim. I'm not used to sitting in the booth here. I'm used to being behind the camera, throwing out shots every now and then. So you'll have to carry me this game.
Well, hopefully we'll all have some good times here. Now, as we see these two teams out here, we have the defending champion Celtics against the regular season champion Kings, and to say the least, it's not looking like last year.
No, absolutely not. And that first play is evidence of that, as we're not even 10 seconds in and we've got backcourt violation by the Celtics.
That's right. Celtics coming into this game a mere 1-5, while the Kings aren't faring too much better at 2-4.
No, that's definitely not records of champions, to say the least.
Well, in a league like this, where you only have guys playing 1 or 2 seasons, 3 tops, there's not much turnover. If you have guys who are your top players, before you know it, they're gone. Right,
exactly. There's definitely quick turnovers in this league as far as players go. That's why, if you look at the banners, there's only one team that has more banners than everybody else. Everybody else is pretty much at 2 or 3 banners, with the exception of the Hawks having 4. And the Celtics, but they don't have their banners up yet there, Nestor. I don't know why.
Will be a ceremony, I think, next weekend.
Ceremony next weekend, I guess, to unveil the new Celtic banners.
All right, we'll have to look forward to that as Menjivar...
They have 5, by the way.
Is at the line.
We've got a blowout already, 2-0.
He hits both free throws.
And the first 2 points coming off free throws. How ironic.
That's right. And Lou will take the point so far for the Celtics.
I guess they'll take him any way they can get him.
That's right. I'll dish it over to Bitu, a new player for the Celtics team. He's done fairly well so far, averaging about 7.5. And Chamber, or Chambray, as Kenny just called him. And now that I know, I will continue to say Chambray. Gets the first 2 points for the Celtics. Baseline jumper goes for Ricketts.
I think this is going to be an opposite type of game that we saw the first game between the Sixers and the Sonics. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game by both teams, and I see the Celtics coming out on top over the Hawks by a close game.
Chambray, his foul's on the line, so that'll only count as a 2. It's tied up at 4, about 2.5 minutes into this first quarter.
And of course, I've been proven wrong because, I mean, both teams have been scoring back and forth here in the first couple minutes. Oh, I thought he was going to take all 3 of those.
Menjivar misses the 3. He'll get it right back. And this time he'll try drive to the basket, up and under for 2.
Nice. I was going to say, I will be biting on nested lines because that's just my gimmick.
I wasn't paying attention. 6-4 combo 10, did you say that?
No, I didn't. 6-4 combo of 10. Nestor got me on now. See, that's why you need the microphone hooked up, so you can get those combos in. We have this thing, Jim, going on for the past couple of seasons where we do a combo of, every 10 or 10, 20, 30. We had a contest going, and I kind of cheap shotted Nestor a couple of weeks ago, and he's been trying to get back at me ever since. He's been looking for a shutout, but he hasn't gotten it yet.
Meanwhile, Chambray was running out of time to throw it in, so he tried to throw it up a Kings player. Obviously wasn't successful, and now the Kings have possession. As Menjivar nearly loses it. Now it is stolen. Chambray will take it up court.
Well, Sarri had a couple of more inches on him. He might have taken it from him. He just couldn't quite reach the ball.
Here's Basari, his first shot of the game. Knocks it down. David Basari, a returning player for this champion Celtics team. It's tied at 6. About 4 minutes into the first quarter.
Basari's a good shooter from what I understand. Kings seem to be doing a lot of aimless passing. Example. They throw it out of bounds. Oh, and I think the refs are saying, okay, I thought
it was off the Kings player, and
I thought the ref was trying to say it was Kings ball.
That's right, and Coach Glenn just saying, shoot it. Enough with this passing nonsense. It's good to pass sometimes, but if you have the open shot, you can take it.
Absolutely. It's a little too early to go into the shave. It looks like that's what the Kings are trying to do.
Well, here's Chambray, who knocks it down again. He seems to be the hot shooter to start this game.
On fire.
Getting his team up to 8 points.
I think he's out of the 8 points. I think he scored 6 of them.
Yeah, that's right. He has 3 baskets along to Basari's 1.
There's a shot by the Kings and a foul.
Ricketts, he'll go to the line.
You got the commissioner saying it, huh?
Yeah, that's his name, Maxim Jackson.
That's his actual...
That's his name, Maxim Jackson.
Just from, like, same as the movie?
Well, the movie's Axel Jackson.
Yeah, no, but
Maxim Jackson?
close enough.
Yeah.
Action Maxim Jackson.
A little too
say that
easy of a
5 times
nickname,
fast.
but I'm sure we'll take it. Ricketts misses them both. Lou gets the rebound.
Nestor Dudley loves that name, by the way. Maxim Jackson.
Who wouldn't? The 2 under the legs, trying to go fancy on him. Dishes it to Lou. Lou takes an arid 3-point shot.
Oh, it was a good try to pass it to his man under the hoop.
Oh, is that what it was?
It's just a really long, awkward pass.
Rainbow pass, we'll call it. Celtics keep possession, and Basari front rims it. Lou keeps possession alive again for the Kings. And here comes Chambray with the floater. Before the shot, 3-second violation on David Basari.
3 seconds. Did I hear 3 seconds? 3 seconds, Nestor Dudley says to me.
Kings looking to the sideline for a play.
It was a good series of offensive rebounds by the Celtics in that last exchange. They couldn't finish.
Basari pulls down the rebound. The 2 takes it up court. Bounces it over to Basari.
Got away with steps there.
Chambray misses. Rebound to Horton.
Oh, lost the handle.
Tresel goes to the floor with it.
Should be a jump ball, but they let it go. He gets the pass off.
Ricketts misses the open 3. He turns it over to the Celtics.
Wasn't a travel. Coach Higgins looking for asking why was it a travel. It wasn't a travel. I didn't see a ref make a travel call unless I missed it.
That was his call. He said the player had possession of the ball. The 2 3-pointer, no. Ricketts with the rebound. Kings will look to tie it up here with about 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. They're down 8-6. Andujar dishes it to Ricketts. He'll take it over to the left side. Floater no good. Gets his own rebound. Gets knocked in the face. No call. He's going to step over to the side. Seems to have gotten poked in the eye, possibly. Meanwhile, on the other end of the floor, Basari takes a high jump shot, but it's still short. Lou with the rebound. Over to Batu. Fakes it, takes it, but does not make it. Trying to steal a little line from Mike Gorman there.
Takes it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all by himself, and he hit it. Those are the best numbers you can have. Going to
Lost his first points of the game, ties it up at 8. Lou. Chambray travels.
You got to dribble that ball before you can take a couple steps to the hoop. That's the rule. Like a little confusion of which King was going to inbound it.
Andujar over to Menjivar. Foul on the floor. It'll go against Batu. That's his first. Kings quick to shoot.
A foul there. Again, no call.
Well, Ricketts is still in the game, so he seems to be all right after getting poked. Maybe
Yeah,
he was just trying to be...
Well, I think it took him a little while either to recover or, like you were probably going to say, a little acting after the play.
Yeah. But after so long, you got to get back into the play.
Well, I kind of I was watching his facial reactions as he stayed behind. It looked like he was legitimately hurt. Like you said, he was going to get poked in the eye.
Chambray, nice cut to the basket, and he'll put it up for 2 to tie it back at 10. We're approaching 1 minute in this first quarter. So far, a pretty good ball game. As
Bad pass.
Bad pass.
Unbelievable pass. I was just going to say it. Mr. Deli shut me out already.
But you down low to Chambray. Tries to take it himself. Bad shot.
Going back to that pass there, Jim, I'm thinking of 3 letters on that, and they're lucky that didn't result in a score by the Celtics.
Yeah. Chambray, quick shot, a little too far behind him. Here comes Andujar. Nearly stolen by Basari.
He's trying to hit 3.
Menjivar can't hit the 3. Ball on the floor, picked up by Ross. He'll put it up. Maybe should have gone to the basket. Instead, Lou gets the rebound and lets Batu take the offense. Chambray with his foot on the line. Saved by Dwyer, but goes right over to the Kings. Ross to the basket.
I got away with steps. Got away with steps there.
Either way results in Celtics possession. Kings have numbers if they hurry. They slow it down instead, and that'll end the first quarter. We're tied at 10, Kings and Celtics.
No, Jim, the Kings are playing some sloppy basketball. They seem to be passing a little too much and awkwardly for that matter, and they can't put it. They can't finish the play by scoring the basket, even though it is 10-10. That's not saying much to the Celtics' credit either.
Well, when that happens, it's about lack of communication. The guy's not having his head in the game. They're not looking for the ball. They're rotating without seeing the other guys rotating as well. And when the ball swings, there's no one there.
Absolutely, and that's why, and it's resulting in quite a bit of turnovers for the Kings. And it's actually a lucky thing that they're still in this game. I mean, I know it's only the first period, but really that score should be a lot higher for the Celtics.
Well, I'll take this first quarter break to remind you that Around the Rim airs live every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Check it out on either Channel 3 or 15. ATR replays every Friday night at 11 on Channel 3. It also replays on Saturday afternoons at 1. Also, check it out maybe Sunday nights at 6:30. You can see it on Channel 3.
And 24/7 from your computer at atrlive.com. Again, that's atrlive.com. Now, it's an award-winning show. Is it an award-winning website yet, Nestor?
Why not?
Well, in relation, because the content is award-winning.
That's true. Almost passed
again
it to
with
his
the sloppy
legs.
passes, that's right. They'll keep possession, though, as the ball is last touched by a Celtic.
He had his hands up like a Y, and the pass was through his legs. Almost went to the 5-hole there.
Now, first we started with football, now you're going to hockey?
No, that would be baseball. Stealing the line from Jerry Remy. I'm not a big hockey watcher, so I'd have to credit that line to Jerry Remy, even though he stole it from hockey.
Yeah, there you go. So it's all in the mix.
It's all in relation. Try to incorporate all the sports.
Kings take the lead 12-10. 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Ball loose on the floor. Chambray picks it up. Nice pass to Ricketts. Excuse me, Dwyer.
The game seems to be slowing down a little bit, which will favor the Kings as long as the Celtics don't put in their press.
McFeely loses it. Goes to the floor to keep possession. Great hustle there. And Ricketts finishes the strong possession with the basket.
Momentum seems to be shifted. If the Kings can just get their head in the game, get together as a team, and they've taken the lead 14-12.
McFeely will pick up the blocking foul.
Team fouls under 33, Strong Feely, and first personal, second on me.
For the Celtics, Lou will inbound underneath the basket. Quick shot. 5-2, rims out. Ross is hustling up court. They can't find him, though. They decide to slow the pace, as you've mentioned that they've been doing.
Seems the past couple of times they've had possession, they've gained possession, they've taken their time getting the ball down the court, which is smart. Especially when you're passing awkwardly like they have all game so far. Lost a handle.
Recovers in time. Lou right back to Chambray. Tries to give it right back through everybody. That'll result in a turnover.
There was nobody there when he passed it.
Well, he was looking for Lou to cut.
Lou was just standing there. He didn't come under the hoop. Again, that's miscommunication like you had mentioned earlier.
Exactly, but this time for the other team. Ross loses the dribble.
Hot potato there, I guess.
Gets it back. Over to McFeely. Right side to the basket, no good. Ross offensive rebound, shot falling away, and an easy rejection for Jackson, excuse me.
Jackson.
Chambray, no good.
Smack it to the flesh.
That's right, Jackson gets whacked.
Fouls on the Kings, number 30, came on Ross. His first personal,
Ross picks up his first personal.
What's his percentage at the line there?
Jackson's right at 50%.
So it's a crapshoot.
Yeah. He made the first.
Yep. And so if he's on pace, he'll miss this one.
But due to broadcasting rules, he'll make the second.
That's right. And all the perfect timing, too.
Exactly. That's just how it happens.
And we have a tie ball game again, 14-14. This has been a blazing scoring battle.
Yeah.
Oh, nice pass interception.
Ball goes right Kings' way, and Ricketts gets the basket. Puts the Kings back on top, 16-14, under 6 minutes to go in the half. Bitu to the right side, tries to go baseline, dishes it off to Jackson for two. Great pass.
Celtics are playing at their own pace on offense, which is what they've been doing all game, and it's resulting in points almost every time.
Jackson ties it back to 16. McFeely down low to Ross. Ross with the little floater. No good. Chamber maybe should have tried to grab the rebound there instead of knocked it away.
Absolutely.
And it resulted in points for the Kings.
Seems like both teams have kind of finding their pace now in the second period and slowing it down, and they seem to be working as a team. Of course, as I say that, the Celtics lose the handle, and it results in a Kings turnover. Celtics turnover to the Kings.
And Kings do have the 2-point lead with 5 left in the half. McFeely to the basket. No call.
The Kings are still playing a little awkward, but can't say much about it. They're scoring points.
That's right. They'll take it however they can get it. 3-point shot by Lou is short. Menjivari with the rebound. Over to Ricketts to the left side.
Nice pass. Seems like everything I say, when I say it, the teams do the exact opposite of, which is good for the learning. But if I keep going at this pace, I might as well not say anything, Jim.
Oh, none of that. I'm sure the audience loves to hear your wonderful voice.
I doubt that, but nonetheless, we're going to keep trying anyway.
Up and under for Jackson, no good. Celtics with the offensive rebound. This time Lou will try.
Over the years, if you've known, that seems to be my forte. Every time I say something, the exact opposite happens, which a lot of the teams like. That's why they like me around. I think I'm a good luck charm for them, because whatever I say doesn't happen. It's just when I say, like he'll score, he'll probably hit both of these, and he misses. It's when they don't like him. What is he at the line, by the way?
Lou, not too good. 20%, although he had only taken 5 coming into the weekend. So
it's tough to say. Although he missed both of those.
That's right. Ricketts pushes up the offense for the Kings. Menjivar dips it down low. Bedard with his first shot of the game. No good. One-on-one. Going one-on-one with Menjivar, and he's fouled.
Coach Higgins of the Kings not liking that call. He's looking for that call at the other end of the court as well. And I actually have to say I agree with him on that. But I'm not on the court with the black and white stripes.
And with that, we'll see Jamin, or his nickname Gus, as the guys like to call him. He'll see his first action of the game. Gus.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? We were talking about nicknames earlier.
That was NBN. That was nothing but net. Unfortunately, it didn't go through the rim first, so it doesn't count.
Kings 5-point lead. It's 22-17.
Oh, rejected on a pass.
That's right. Batu steals it away, but takes a couple too many steps as he tried to do the touchdown pass. We'll go right back over to the Kings.
I think he tried to get a little oomph behind it before he made that long pass and resulted in a travel, and the Kings call a timeout. Nesta, how do you like doing camera?
I love it. All that commentating, I had to rest my vocal cords.
All that commentating needs to rest his vocal. He's been doing it for how many years, Nesta?
I don't know how many years. I'm
like 20?
Burnt.
I didn't know you would ever want to rest your vocal cords.
Oh, man, I'm just burnt.
You know, Jim, you're not the only one who's been saying that to him. It's been quite a surprise to hear that turn of events.
When you do something all these years because you have to do it, that's different than you want to do it.
Ouch.
Well, it started off as you wanting to do it.
No, it started off. I got in an accident. I'll tell you the story during off camera. I got into it by accident. It wasn't my idea.
Well, go ahead. We're still on dead.
Yeah, he said off the camera though.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to say it on camera.
No, basically, a couple other people used to do it. It was their idea, and then they didn't come back anymore. So I kind of like picked it up, and I was the obvious choice because I went to school for television, and I was working in documentary television at the time. So I was asked to do it. I was asked to keep it going.
And however many years later, here we are at the Ferryway School, Kings versus Celtics, 22-17 with 3:15 left to go.
That's right. If you ever want to come check out the game as Chambray makes his basket, just come down to the Ferryway School any weekend afternoon.
Any Saturday or Sunday after 1 o'clock. We're here all day. Come out, check out the action, support your local neighborhood basketball league, because it's always a good cause. And if you can't make it to the games, visit atllive.com to check out all the analyzation of the games. A little tongue-tied there for a second.
Meanwhile, Basari hits a three-pointer as you're trying to speak.
Oh, my goodness. Told you, I'm in unfamiliar territory over here.
McFeely, maybe not his best type of shot. Chambray gets stripped, out of bounds. Celtics will keep it.
I had a good transition there, and I fumbled the basket.
Fumbled the ball. Fumble. Andujar comes back into the game for the Kings.
Ooh, got away.
Fade away.
Big time. We couldn't finish
Looking
anyway.
for the call, too. Maybe should have just kept his mouth shut, as he doesn't come back on defense. And just like that, Menjivar gets his team the lead again.
That's what happens when you don't play both ends of the court there, Jim.
Basari on the right baseline.
Despite the awkward basketball that we've seen by both teams, it's a pretty close game, 24-22. 2 minutes left in the half.
Andujar dishes it over to Bedard. No good. Nice skip pass. Oh, almost found him. Horton cleans up the trash.
As I mentioned off camera to you, Jim, this is an opposite game of what we saw the first game. The first game we saw basic fundamentals, everything done right. This game seems to be a little bit different, and the score is a result of that 26-22. And there was a foul under the hoop.
Chambers fouled by Gus. That's his first. As Chambray goes to the line here, he'll look to cut the deficit as his team's down by 4 points, just about a minute and a half left to go in this half.
And I tell you, that's a surprising, the fact that the Kings have the lead, in my eyes, the way they've been playing this first half. But like they have been slowing the pace down this second period. The second period has been a totally different Kings team out on the floor. See if they can keep it up.
Iapika will get some fresh legs in for the Kings. He's number 41. Nearly stolen away.
They tried to rush.
This time it is.
They tried to rush the basket.
The two, right back to Chamber. Good give and go. Transition play for the Celtics is working for them. As right back by the two, and that's a quick 4 points. Just like that, it's tied back up at 26.
Before it was tied, Nestor off camera said it was a combo of 50 when it was 26-24. So far, he's shutting me out on that. He's loving it.
Celtics get a timeout here as it's 26 apiece, 46 seconds to go in the first half.
Mighty Joe Young of the Celtics calling a timeout quickly as the game is now tied.
The young Mighty Joe leading the squad today.
Yes, I don't know where Magic is.
Magic is,
We're going to find out in a second.
I'd say he's not here.
He's not in the country?
He's not in the country.
Oh, he's not even in the country.
I heard from one person it was Haiti. That wasn't confirmed, so I wasn't sure, but that's what the Duster just saying as well.
I know someone else who went to Aruba. I don't know. Let's just say it's Haiti. I think the annual trip back to the homeland.
And this will be a huge win for assistant coach Joe Young if he can pull it off without the head coach being around. It shows his coaching skills.
Very true. The two running the offense. Chambray, long two ball, goes long.
Oh, stolen!
Heads up play. Goes all around everybody.
Twice in a row
Can't
that the
finish.
Celtics have stolen the ball from the Kings in Kings territory.
And just like that, Batu, for the third consecutive time, has his head in the game and gets a jump ball.
I tell you, he really is playing some aggressive defense. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Offense and defense, a good combination for one player.
Looking for the offensive, but he didn't get his feet planted. So that's why they didn't call it.
Little scruff on the court. And as Lou grabs it, heads up plays, he'll call a timeout for the Celtics. We have, just about 15 seconds to go. Time for one more possession for the Celtics team as they're still tied at 26. Hey guys, get all the latest news on the MNBL. Pick up the Malden Evening News for just 50 cents. The paper comes out on Fridays.
And if you're too cheap to spend it,
The 50 cent?
the 50 cent, I'm just repeating what Nestor said. I'm not the one to say 50 cent. That's his thing. In a surprising tie score, 26-26, Jim. It's been back and forth action. This whole second period has been a much better period for both teams.
Well, either way, the teams seem to match up pretty well with each other. I mean, last year they were the two most dominating teams, and now, even though they're not as good, they still are very similar in their styles.
Absolutely.
At least as far as talent is concerned.
Well, it's both similar coaching styles as well. Ooh, that would have been good if it went, and it didn't.
That'll end the first half. Celtics and Kings tied at 26 apiece.
See you at the second half.
And we're back for the second half as we have a tie ball game, 26 apiece, between the Kings and the defending champion Celtics. Now, taking a quick look at this standings. Now, we're just about halfway point in the season, so if either of these teams want to make a push, it would have to be now. And I look at the Kings in particular, and if you see a victory here, they're right back in the playoff race.
Absolutely, because that'll bring them up to 3 wins, 4 losses, just below 500, and that's in the playoff hunt in this league. The Celtics, however, at 1-5, desperately need this win if they want any chance of making it to the playoffs.
No doubt they'll have to win out, at least lose one, and I mean at most lose one.
Right, and it can't be this one. If they lose this one today against the Kings, they'll have to win every game after this point, and that's tough to do for any team.
Basari picks up the loose ball. It goes ahead to Chambray. Over to Jackson for 2. He ties it back up at 28. A minute in here to the second half. Chambray picks it off. Heads up play there. And even more heads up play by the Kings. To pick it off is Ricketts knocks it in. That was Menjivar who picked it off earlier.
It was a football pass, and they had 2-on-1.
The 2 dishes off to Chambray, can't get it to go. Loose ball on the floor, Ricketts picks it up. Menjivar goes up court for his Kings team. Up by 2. Ricketts to the basket, tries to draw a foul. There's no call, and we'll push it up the other way. Here's Chambray. Great pass to Basari, but he wasn't ready for it.
No-look pass, and the no-look part is the part that messed him up.
That's right.
His teammate wasn't ready for it.
Ross skips it down low to Menjivar. He'll take it back to the baseline. He'll take it and rims it right out. Ross cleans up the trash, though.
It went around the rim, but it didn't go in. Speaking of around the rim, you know you can watch Around the Rim at atllive.com. That's why he pays me well, Jim.
That's right.
We got a combo of 60.
You're getting burned over here.
You're getting shut out. Ness has been trying to do that for 2 weeks.
Maybe I'll have to start picking this up. So it's whenever it's at like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 on the zero?
On the 10s, yep.
On the 10s. Okay.
It's actually quite entertaining when the game's not all interesting.
Right.
Meanwhile, Menjivar misses his first. Can't hit either. Bit 2 will take it up court, getting through 2 men, and I'm very impressed by this guy here today. I wasn't too sure coming in because he doesn't exactly have the size as Lou puts it in for the basket, but he definitely has the quickness and the agility for a basketball player.
Never underestimate the little guys. He's definitely got the head of a basketball player because he's been doing making a lot of smart plays, both offensively and defensively.
Ross puts his team back up 4. It's 34-30. Celtics trying to cut back into the lead here.
Nice
as Chambers goes down low. Over to Basari. Basari knocks it down.
Jim. And this time it paid off. Oh, almost a bad pass. Threw it behind him.
Blocking foul called on Chambray. Chambray. You gotta learn that name. Chambray.
I didn't know. You know, I know this kid from baseball rather. And I never knew his last name was pronounced Chambray. I always thought it was Chambray too.
What do you say, Chambray?
Hey, that's a good one. That was a good basket.
Ties it right back at 34. Here comes Ricketts. Offensive foul. Very easy call. He was there for at least a 2 count.
That was textbook on how to draw an offensive foul. Had his feet planted. He was, like you said, he was there for a couple of seconds, and he just took the charge. Halfway past the third period, it was an awkward pass.
And Jackson traveled.
Joe Young disputing that, but it was a travel.
Kings trying to push the floor quickly. Fancy passing, not working for the Kings today.
At all. You know, like you said, they were trying to push the floor, and they should have just drove it to the hoop or made a shot instead of trying to pass it back and forth like that. And they're having a hard time making basic passes, never mind fancy passes.
And that might be one thing the Kings have over, the Celtics, have over this Kings team, if anything, is the passing game.
Absolutely.
They just need to learn to make their shots.
Well, both teams are having a problem making their shots. That's why we're halfway, we're at the 4-minute mark rather, and it's still only 34-34.
And also one thing the Celtics need to be working on is their defense, because they are averaging about 51, 52 points a game, which isn't too shabby. But if you're losing most of your games while scoring that many points,
there's something's wrong.
Something's wrong, exactly.
And it's usually the defense, like you said. And speaking?
Yep, slow pass, picked up by Chambray.
Oh, I couldn't follow it through.
Nope, tried to do a little dipsy-do. Finger roll.
Yeah, tried the finger roll, and all he needed to do was put it through the hoop.
Menjivar airballs it on the other side.
You all got to clear it. You got to clear this area.
And that's 36-34. It's a combo of 70.
Only because I was clearing these people.
I don't
care. Snuck one in. They crossed me.
Hey, I waited a second or two.
Lou directing the offense, skips pass over to Jackson. Jackson takes the three, no good. Kings will push. Basari nearly takes it right back for the Celtics. Here's Ross.
Questions that I have to go through all the time.
Chambray. Fast break.
Traveled and a half.
Definitely traveled there. But they gave it to him because he just lost the ball.
Right. Even the ref said it would have been a travel before anything.
Exactly.
Chambray's heated, arguing about the call, looking for a foul, but I'm thinking of 5 letters on that, because how can you look for a foul when you took about 10 steps?
They go around the horn. Celtics try to finally dish it down low. Here come the Kings. Ross on the left side draws the foul. Foul will be on number 24, Bitu.
The Kings have been playing really good defense this third period. They seem to be intercepting passes and having good defense down low on the Celtics this whole third period.
Ross to the line, 2 shots.
It seems to be getting better and better as the period goes along.
Ross banks it in. Before this weekend, he was 50% from the line.
So that means that he should, if he stays on pace, should miss this one. But let's see what happens. Hit them both.
The rule of broadcasting.
Absolutely. You know what? I'm going to test that rule every time.
Well, I'm sure the Kings appreciate it.
I'm sure both teams do.
Chambray to Basari. Gets it back to Bitu. Here's Lou, over to Chambray. Loses the handle, gets it right back. Jackson puts it up, can't get it to go. Celtics offensive rebound.
The hoop and the harm. The hurting hoop. It's going to try and convert 3. And I'm sure he's got to be doing pretty good at the line.
Chambray coming into this weekend just under 56%, not too shabby. He has gone to the line more than anybody else of either of these two teams at 36 attempts.
And he hits it, converts to 3 points.
Puts his team up 3. It's 39-36. Almost 2 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Here's Ricketts, goes baseline, puts it up. Apparently, I don't know if that was a pass or not.
I'm not sure either. It was awkward or whatever.
But either way, Jamin got it, and now he's going to the line.
Jackson with the foul.
Kenny loves to say that.
I think he does. Who doesn't? It's a great name.
Rims out the first. argue on who the foul was against, whether it was 21 or 1.
I guess it was
21 is Jackson, 1 is Lou. They're saying it was Lou instead of Jackson.
like you said, I think Commissioner Kenny Mazonson just likes to say Jackson's name. He got a little excited there, thought he said 21. Instead, it was just number 1.
Makes the second free throw, 2-point game. Celtics up, trying to extend their lead as we go under 2 minutes in the third quarter. Basari from beyond the arc, no good. Chambray, offensive foul and the basket. Offensive rebound, excuse me, and the basket.
Chambray has been leading the scoring offense for the Celtics this whole second half so far.
Here's Ross going strong to the hoop. Can't get it. Rejected by Chambray.
Chambray's been a one-man Celtics team.
Foul on the shot. Lou's got to be careful. He's picked up 2 in a row.
And I wonder how many that is on him.
That's 3.
It is. It's a pair and a half. Another pair, and that means bye-bye.
See ya.
5 means bye-bye.
Rims out the second. Jackson gets the rebound. The 2 will take it up court for his Celtics team. Basari nearly slips. Takes a quick shot, rims out.
The 2 wanted it back.
Jamin with the rebound. Here's Ricketts. Looking for the open shot.
About 2.
Before he puts it up, it's a travel.
He traveled about 2 times before that was actually called.
So is that a traveling travel?
I don't know, but
he traveled wicked far?
Yeah.
He traveled to China?
He traveled a couple times before they finally called it on him.
Check 2 bags on that flight.
So what does that mean? The Celtics get possession twice?
We'll see. You know, maybe it changes the rule in the offseason. Basari, meanwhile, is tremendous.
And Nesta calling it again by pointing out to the scoreboard rather than saying it. It's getting a little
calm
flamboyant over there.
The 2 steals it.
And it's
behind the back.
37.
Looks for the jump shot. Instead decides to go to Chamber. Chambray, can't make it.
60.
Kings might look for the final possession here if they slow it down.
And it looks like that's what they're going to do.
But nearly stolen away.
Not if the Celtics have anything to say about it.
Wide open look to Gus. Goes out of bounds. Stays Kings ball, so they'll have another shot here with 5 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And I'm surprised.
Down by 7. Down by 6, excuse me.
I'm surprised they went to the hoop on that. I thought they were going to hold for last shot, but I guess not. Either way, they still get the possession. They still have the opportunity for it.
Ross will have to put it up here. No good, and that'll end the third quarter with the Celtics beating the Kings 43-37.
Still 10 more minutes to play in the fourth. For the fourth, and you got any more promos? I like the way those promos are written.
Well, this last one's for you. I'm sure this is your favorite. As we tell the fans to be sure to check out the MNBL websites. You can go to MNBL19.tripod.com. That's the main website for this league. Or you can check out the page for our weekly commentary, which is Around the Rim. It's award-winning analysis and commentary at atrlive.com.
That's where you can watch Nestor Dudley at his finest.
As we look at the Kings timeout here, we see the entire team gathered. Everybody needs to know what's going on here. While the Celtics off camera, they only had the guys that are jumping in the huddle. You wonder if that's going to play a factor, if any of the bench players are going to have to come in quickly. Well, to make sure they're all caught up.
The Kings are down by 6, and I was watching Coach Higgins. He was very animate and loud in that huddle. He was trying to rally his troops, so to speak, for a comeback here in the fourth period. The Celtics seemed a little, maybe, I don't know if you want to say a little cocky, in their huddle, where they really, like you said, didn't have their full team? It didn't seem like they were concerned all that much.
Well, we know them to
but
be
I don't know
cocky.
what was said in the huddle, so I don't want to go on record as saying that they are cocky. It just seemed that way.
Well, we do know the team to be a cocky team from last year's championship team, as they were accused of running up the score more than once.
They've been known for running up the score over the years, not just last year, but I've been here plenty of years where they've had a good winning team, and they've been known for running up the score on many different against many different opponents.
Lou throws it away, and Menjivar takes advantage. Cuts the deficit to 4.
But when you're 1-5, you can't be all that cocky.
Here's Lou. Batu now at the top of the key. Basari fakes it, gets it back to Batu, who had the wide open shot at the 3, decides to take it to the basket instead. Kicks it back out to Basari, who will reset.
I don't think Batu had good footing, which was probably smart that he threw it away, even though he was wide open.
Little jumper, no good. Chambray with the rebound.
Chambray was stripped. He was
wants the foul call and does not get back on defense. And Ricketts gets the basket.
That was all clean. That was all clean.
Timeout, Celtics.
You think maybe not taking advantages of that last that in-between period break might have cost them, because now they're calling a timeout here with only not even 2 minutes into the 4th period. They need to regroup and get their team on the same page, because that lead's slipping away.
It's down to 2 now. Celtics up 43-41.
And you're right, by the way, Chambray was complaining about the foul, which, by the way, was all clean, and he didn't get back on defense. And that's a mistake that you can't have happen. If you do it, you're going to get burned 9 times out of 10. And that's not like Chambray either, because I know he's usually a heads-up athlete, whether it's basketball or baseball. And
well, if any time you shouldn't be doing it, it's the 4th quarter.
Absolutely, it's not like him at all. He's usually much smarter than that.
And that's the second time in a row that I've seen Batu turn down the 3-point attempt. And as I'm looking at his stats here, he has made 6 coming into the weekend. So I don't know if they're just in the timeout there saying, go to the basket, go to the basket.
Maybe. I'd love to be in some of these huddles, especially in 4th period when it's a close game. I'd love to hear what the strategy is for both teams. Just see what they're talking about.
At the top of the key. Over to Ricketts. Tries to take it himself. Draws the foul. They'll give it to Jackson. 3rd personal. That cuts the lead to 1. Kings can tie it here with the 2nd free throw attempt. Here come the Celtics.
Oh, he was up by himself, under the hoop.
And that was Pierre. First time we see him all game, no one's picking him up.
He stood there the whole time.
The foul as he's all the way down court. They weren't even paying attention.
There was nobody there. He scored the basket and drew the foul. He has an opportunity for 3 points here. What a heads-up play.
That's right. That's sometimes what happens with guys who don't see too much playing time. The other team seems to forget about him, and they'll burn you.
And couldn't convert the 3, which is probably why he doesn't get much playing time. I don't know what his percentage is at the line. Oh, there's a travel.
Well, he probably doesn't get too many free throw attempts.
Exactly. That was the point I was trying to make.
They clean up the trash and extend the lead to 5. Celtics up 47-42, 6:30 remaining in the game.
The important part was he did get his own rebound, and that's how they extended the lead to 5.
That's true. There's Ricketts.
This is turning out to be a barn burner of a game here. Oh, pass it off a Hawk's head. I mean, a King's head.
Celtics keep possession. Here comes Iapicca back in the game for the Kings. Bedard will sit down.
The Kings were arguing that went off a Celtics player, but I think pretty sure the refs got that call right.
Once again, Batu turns down the three-point attempt, gives it to Basari, who misses it. And Basari picks up the foul.
Celtics foul is going to 10. Dave Basari. His first personal bonus 20.
Kings are in the bonus.
Did you widen the shot? A little bit at the beginning of the game.
Menjivar at the line, averaging 37% on the season. Heads up play there. He missed his first free throw attempt, but cleaned it up and instead got the whole 2 points. Now his team's only down 1 with just about 5 minutes remaining.
Sometimes you wonder if that's intentional, but not at this level. He hit all 3 of them.
Wow.
That was huge for the Celtics. Extends the lead to 4.
And as soon as I get a number on that Celtic, I'll tell you who it is, but he's not on my roster sheet.
Well, yeah, the roster sheets are a little disorganized this year. We're halfway through the 4th period. More than halfway through. Another by the player who doesn't get much playing time.
Back-to-back three-pointers. He has, what is that? 8 of his team's, at least 8 of his team's last 10, if not 8 of his team's last 8 points.
That's been right.
That's right. 8 of his team's last 10 points has given his Celtics a 53-48 lead. About 4 minutes to go in this 4th quarter.
All of a sudden, it's becoming a shooting fest. Seems a little tuckered out, doesn't he?
The 2 picks it off from his own player.
Coach Higgins looking for a travel call. There was no way that was a travel. He caught the ball and passed it.
Kings need to push the pace here. Ross will put up a nice little jump shot. It's long. Kings save their own butts with this rebound. Big points there by Menjivar.
This has been a totally different second half in this game than just like 2 different teams are playing in the second half. Been solid basketball by both teams, especially in the 4th period, and especially by the Celtics.
Around the rim to Basari. Fakes off one man, but can't get it to go inside the line. Menjivar will push it up court for his Kings. Over to Ricketts. Directing the offense. Here's Menjivar at the top of the key, nearly stolen down low, but Ricketts puts it in. Celtics get a timeout here. It's 53-52. Celtics with a 1-point
Coach
lead.
Higgins screaming at the top of his lungs at his players. I think he was going to blow a blood vessel or something, have an aneurysm. He is heated.
He's getting it from the very bottom of his beings and belly hooing that out there. He's just,
It's a 1-point Celtic lead, 53-52. And like, I wasn't expecting this from either team, Jim. I figured this would be a low-scoring game, although even close game. But I thought it would be a lot lower score than it has been.
Well, that's right. The Celtics are right on pace, but the more surprising thing is the Kings, who only averaged 39 points coming into this weekend, suddenly at 52 and right in this ball game. And as we mentioned, this victory would be huge for the Kings because that would put them right back in the thick of things in the playoff race.
Both teams need this win badly. So it's a crapshoot. It's a toss-up.
Batu to the basket.
You can make a case for either team, which team needs it more than the other. So it basically comes down to who wants it more.
Loose ball on the floor. Out of bounds over to the Celtics.
I couldn't see who it went off of. We have obstructed view on that corner, even with the camera.
Celtics need to get it across the timeline.
It's a loose ball.
Finally do. Chambray on the left side baseline.
Chambray loves that no-look pass.
Yes, he does.
Ooh, passed it to Chambray under pressure.
Wow! Nobody's covering Jackson underneath, and he took advantage.
They were double teaming Chambray. He almost gave the ball up. But nonetheless, it resulted in 2 points for the Celtics.
Celtics lead back to 5. Batou is fouled. Looked like McFeely got a piece.
Yeah, he was holding him.
Team fouls on number 33, Sean McFeely, to his second personal, 4th on the team.
Celtics just trying to relax here. Hold on to the ball as long as they can.
They've got a 5-point lead, and the Kings are trying to rush the offense of the Celtics, and the Celtics aren't biting.
Jackson knocks it out of bounds. It's Kings ball. Coach Glenn saying we have to attack the rim now, and let's see if Menjivar does just that, but he gets knocked out of bounds.
He just lost a handle. I don't think a Celtics player got a hand on that. He was just dribbling aimlessly and lost it. He went one way, the ball went the other.
We're at 1 minute to go here in this ball game. Celtics up 57-52.
There's a foul. And that's what they wanted to do.
McFeely picks up his second consecutive foul.
It's a period and a half, but only 58 seconds left. No danger of fouling out yet.
Menjivar now picks up a foul of his own.
The Kings got to keep doing that until they get possession, because the Celtics are just shaving time. They're doing what they're supposed to do. The Celtics are just shaving time off the clock, and I think now they'll be shooting because they are in the bonus.
That's right, 1-1. Kenny says it's bonus time,
and that's the only thing that the Kings really can do against the Celtics at this point in time in the game. They are down by 5. They're still in it. And they can't get the rebound. Oh, wait. I take that back. I guess they did.
Celtics pushing here. That three would have been big.
They're trying too hard for that three.
McFeely gets the rebound, throws it back up and in. It's now a one-possession game, potentially, if they can get it here. And he'll get to the line. Menjivar.
That was a huge steal.
The blocking foul. Lose 4th personal. You were just saying that he wasn't in danger, but
now
what was
that?
that?
That's why I threw that yet in there, because it was a pair and a half. Covered myself on that one, Jim.
Yeah. Oh, Menjivar lucked out on that. That almost came out.
Even though he has 4 fouls, there's 31.4 seconds left. One more foul means he's out of the game, but there's only 31 seconds left in the game.
Right. Knocks both down. It's a 1-point game.
We're coming down to the final seconds, Jim. We got ourselves a barn burner.
Quick foul by Menjivar.
Take it to the other end to shoot a free throw.
Batou to the line, who's averaging 42% from the stripe.
Kings want to talk about this first.
Right.
And they need to. Jim, did you see this one coming down to the final seconds like it did?
Well, I certainly saw these teams to be evenly matched. However, I did not. You can never imagine a game coming down to the final seconds like this, and it's always exciting when it does.
Again, this is not what I expected from either of these two teams.
That's right. You did mention earlier you thought it was going to be somewhat of a low game.
Yes. And it was the first half. The second half has been too different teams on the court, both defensively and offensively, and it's been evenly matched.
That's right. They understand it's go time. You got to get the wins now.
It's crunch time for both these two teams in the season, and I think more for the Celtics than the Kings. But like I said, you can make a case either way for both teams of how each one of them needs the win.
That's right. Regardless of whether this is of playoff importance for the Celtics or not, this is of great importance to Mighty Joe Young to test his coaching. And if he can pull off this tight victory, that'll say a lot about him.
Well, if the Celtics are 1-5, if they pull this victory off, that puts them at 2-5. It's still, like you said, it's only halfway through the season. If they win majority of the second half of their games, they're in playoff potential.
Here come the Kings, down by 2. Lou steals it.
Out of bounds.
And before he can pass it off, it goes out of bounds, and the Kings are saved.
That was huge, Jim, huge.
Inbound to McFeely.
A two-point shot, ties it. 3 takes the lead for the Kings. It looks like they're trying to... I thought they were going to save the last shot on a 3.
They're putting it out for Benjamin. It's a tie ball game.
We may be looking at overtime here. 10 seconds.
Final possession.
They're holding for overtime.
Here, timeout Celtics.
Joe Young was on the court calling timeout. That's a technical. That is a technical. Coach Higgins is absolutely right about that. The ref is saying no, no, no. He's probably saying no, no, no because Coach Higgins is screaming at the poor guy.
I just had to get on the mic. Mighty Joe Young was being polite. He just stepped on the court and said, "Excuse me, official, can I have a timeout?" Now, he was polite about it. You learn manners at home. What's wrong with that?
I said it was technical, but I think the ref might have called the technical if Coach Higgins wasn't in the ref's ear screaming at volume 11.
And it only has volume 10 on the dial.
Exactly.
With all that aside, it's a tie game at 58 apiece. About 2 seconds remaining, leaving time for a catch, maybe a dribble, and a shoot. You make it, you win. You miss it, we're going to overtime.
I got to go back to that whole timeout situation. The ref went over to Joe Young during the huddle, during the timeout, and said, "Coach, you can't come on the court to call a timeout." After all of that, and Joe Young turned to the ref and said, "Well, I was yelling it, but you couldn't hear me, so I went up to you."
All right, we'll have Batu inbound to Chambray for the win!
Here it comes! What a score! What a victory!
Celtics win!
And they're celebrating like they won the championship. They came down to not only the final seconds, Jim, but the final shot. Unbelievable.
Chambray is the hero as the Celtics win 60-58. They improve their record to 2-5 as the Kings fall to their own record of 2-5.
And so that makes the Celtics tied with the Kings now at 2-5. And for Nestor Dudley, go Ref go.
I'm Jim Foley, that's right. We'll see you next time.
See you at the games to Brett Orlando for Nestor.